Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this card making video. This is a lovely little card we make, isn't it cute? I just love this little row of ants with his little trumpet there saying hello friend. Such a sweet and cute little card. So it features this lovely stamp set called Sweet Bugs, and you've got all these lovely images here, and as you can see here, this is in the new packaging from Stampin' Up in it. I love this new packaging because it takes up so much less space on my shelf than the old packaging did. In days gone by when stamps were retired and I kept them, I always transferred them into flatter packaging because I just don't have the space on my shelves for all of those stamp cases. My craft room is tiny. So I'm going to stamp all my images here on basic white cardstock, and I've stamped them in Memento Tuxedo Black because we're going to be colouring in using the Stampin Blend alcohol markers. So I'm just going to give everything here hopefully a little clean so that I can take them out the out of my stamping tool. And firstly I'm going to stamp my sentiments, so I'm just looking for that now quickly. And it's from the same stamp set, and it's going to be Hello Friend. I'm just going to stamp that in the corner there. There we go. And this time I'm stamping this in some early espresso ink, so just a little bit, not totally dark, as dark as Memento Tuxedo Black. Okay, and now I'm going to do a little bit of stamping quickly on my little strip here, and this is going to be the strip that holds the focal images on my card, and I'm just stamping again in early espresso these sort of little ground marks, as I call them. It could be tile marks, whatever you want them to be. So now we're going to colour in using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers, and all the markers I use today will be listed and linked in the description box below, as well as on the blog post, and you can find the link to the blog post as well in the description below. So here you can see I think I'm using either Poppy Parade or Real Red. You can use whichever one you really want. And I'm going in with my lighter colour and my darker colour and blending out until I achieve something that I'm happy with. And here I've got, I think, Pretty in Pink, and I'm just going to use this for my, no, actually it's not Pretty in Pink, it's Petal Pink. And I'm just using this for my flowers here. And I'm just blending it out, and I know it doesn't show up as well on the camera as it does in real life, but if you want to see the actual card for some stills of the card, some photos of it, they're all on the blog post. And here I'm just using my green, and I think this is Granny Apple Green off the top of my head, and I'm just going to blend those colours out. I'm doing very quick colouring here, just putting a little bit of dark down and then blending it out with my light. I'm using quite a limited colour range, as you can see. I've just got the pinks and the reds and a little bit of yellow and then some browns. So it's going to be pinks for all the flowers. And now here I'm just using some crumb cake for my mushrooms for the underside and for the stalks. And then I'm going to go in here with the trumpet. It's going to be yellow. I think this is Darling Duckling I've used. And then we are going to be doing the little ants, and I'm going to be using this with some pecan pie, and I'm just putting in the darker bits here, the highlight, or the shadows rather, and I'm just tracing that with my darker colour, and then I'm going to just, as you can see, blend everything out with my lighter colour. And I tend to go backwards and forwards until I find something that I'm really happy with and achieve the shading and shadows and highlights that I feel comfortable with and like. So now we're going to cut these all out using the matching Sweet Bug dies. There they are, and if by magic they're all cut out. So now let's start to assemble our card base. Our card base is garden green, and I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock, and I've got two of these. One's going to go on the inside and one's going to go on the outside. There we go. And on the outside. And then I've got a piece of designer series paper. Now this is actually retired now. unfortunately, but any piece of designer series paper will do. You could use its garden green here, and I just wanted the garden green piece. You could use the garden green from the family packs, and it would work just as well there. Now I've got a scrap here piece of gold foil sheet, and I'm going to cut 2 strips here, just taking the scrap, cut it into 2, and I'm going to use this to mat my focal strip here. So I'm just going to have a very thin piece showing at the top and again at the bottom. And of course I've got glue on my craft mat doing this on my grid paper. However hard I try, it just seems to happen. And now I'm just going to cut off whatever hangs over the edge. And there we go. And then I'm just going to use my Tombow glue again to stick this down. And I'm going to do that sort of somewhere in the centre, like that. Now I'm going to arrange all my little bits and bobs, and I'm going to glue some of these down, and some of these I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. Just depends how I want them to be. So there I've got this little flower here. It almost looks like a tulip to me. And then you can see here my little ants. I'm going to just pop these up on some little mini or baby dimensionals. I tend to call them baby dimensionals, but I think they're called mini. And they are perfect for tiny little images like this. So let's put these down. Now, we made this card in my online card club. Not my online card club, my in-person card club. I host an in-person card club here in North Lincoln in the UK once a month. If you want to join in, again, you'll find all those details on my website. So I would love for you to join us for the next one in April. And as I said, you'll find all the details on the website, and we have a lot of fun. It's a small little group, but we have lots of fun crafting together, learning new skills, and it's just nice to be around other like-minded crafters. So let's put that little flower in there. And there we have our little scene. Isn't that cute? So now, finishing touches, I've got some of these. These are Pearls of Beauty pearls, and I absolutely love them. They are one of my favourite embellishments at the moment, and I've used them a ton of times. So there are our 2 cards. As I said, if you've enjoyed these projects, I'd be grateful if you could give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.